Paramahamsa Nithyananda, a rare living incarnation, is named among the world's 100 most spiritually influential personalities today. Paramahamsa Nithyananda has been placed alongside Dalai Lama, Nelson Mandela, Oprah Winfrey, Paulo Coelho and others by Mind, Body, Spirit, the world's top esoteric magazine from Watkins, London's oldest and largest bookstore. A yogi by birth, he has been expressing his power of enlightenment since birth. He has authored more than 500 books in Tamil and English. Translations of these books are available in 26 languages in Telugu, Kannada, Malayalam, Hindi, Sanskrit, Gujarati, Oriya, Bengali, Marathi, French, Malay, Polish, Portuguese, Italian, German, Danish, Spanish, Russian and Chinese. He is also an exemplary speaker with over 10,000 hours of profound life solutions through his discourses. Social services such as Annadan, free medical care, free educational services with ashrams, schools, temples, hospitals established in more than 140 places around the world, offering exceptional services. A powerful spiritual healer who has healed millions of people of diseases from migraine to cancer. A Kriya Yogi who has formulated Kriyas for physical health and mental well-being, benefiting thousands. A living master who offers practical solutions for our everyday problems. He is the founder and spiritual head of Nithyananda Dhyanapeetham, a spiritual powerhouse who has revived the sacred Vedic tradition by establishing Vedic temples in places like Los Angeles, San Jose, Seattle, Toronto, Ohio, Oklahoma, Phoenix, St. Louis, Malaysia, Brazil, Paris, Guadeloupe, Dallas, New York, New Jersey, Atlanta, Calgary, Vancouver, Singapore, and places in India like Bengaluru, Hyderabad, Tiruvannamalai. A spiritual guru for 10 million followers, an incarnation who transmits the highest spiritual energy through initiation, a contemporary yogi who has revived the Vedic science of yoga worldwide through thousands of yoga centers, an adept in Ashtamaha-siddhis, mystical yogic powers, who has effortlessly awakened the Kundalini of thousands and graced them with spiritual powers, a dynamic young guru who is an inspiration for thousands of youngsters, India's most watched spiritual guru online, a beacon of spiritual light who has triumphed over the forces of religious terrorism and political persecution. Paramahamsa Nithyananda is an eternal Kalpataru, blessing the world with the boons of material abundance and spiritual enlightenment. He is the 293rd Pontiff of the world's most ancient Hindu organization, Madurai Adinam.
Nithyanandaya Swagatam Anandanubhavaswadam Sarvaroga Nivarakam Vande Papa Vinashaktam Nithyanandaya Swagatam Nityamuktam Nirvikalpam Dhyana-loka Pradipakam Vande Shantamayam Bandham Nithyanandaya Swagatam Anandagandha Sancharam Sarvopadhi Vinirmuktam.
Sadashiva-samarambam Jnana-sambandhacharya-madhyamam Asmadacharya-paryantam Vande Guru-paramparam.
I would like to give my own understanding and the sacred secret Dharana-Dhyana-Samadhi are more internal than each other. This Dharana-Dhyana-Samadhi is not only more deeper than that Yama, Niyama, Asana, Pranayama, Pratyahara. They are deeper. Dhyana is deeper than Dharana. Samadhi is deeper than Dhyana. You may think, what is the difference between these two interpretations, major interpretations? What's the major difference? Please understand. The difference between the first 5 steps and the last 3 steps is not only quantitative, very qualitative. It's a qualitative difference. If you think the difference is only quantitative, you can always be cheated. You can miss your sadhana. Please understand. Some of the orthodox translations and interpretations say 8 pranayama is 1 pratyahara, 8 pratyahara is 1 dharana, 8 dharana is 1 dhyana, 8 dhyana is 1 samadhi. I want you to know, if you think this way, you think all these steps are only quantitatively different. We tend to misunderstand. No, it is qualitatively different. How many hundreds of pratyaharas put together will not make 1 dharana. When you practice pratyahara, something will click with you that can lead to dharana. If you are doing dharana 100 hours, does not mean it entered in dhyana, but most probably, usually, in that 100 hours, something clicks higher than dharana, that leads to dhyana. So it is not just quantitative, it is qualitative. Sometimes misunderstanding of the words, or mismatching of the words, or mismanaging the words can lead to deeper troubles. So if you just understand, Dharana, Dhyana, Samadhi are more deeper than the first 5, it gives you a better understanding, but not complete. Even among these 3, they are deeper than each other. Dhyana is deeper than Dharana, Samadhi is deeper than Dhyana. You need to understand the very qualitative difference. Only then you will do your sadhanas in right direction. It is not just your timing is demanded. Please understand. Till the pranayama and pratyahara, your time is enough. Assure, guarantee. That is why yoga and pranayama has become so popular all over the world. Then, Dharana-Dhyana-Samadhi. In this Dharana-Dhyana-Samadhi, not just your time, your attention, awareness is required. Just an ordinary worker mentality is enough for you to achieve asana, pranayama and pratyahara. You don't need intelligence. You don't need intention. It's like a bodybuilding. Stretch your body this many number of hands, with this much of weight, you will get built. It will build. You don't need awareness. You don't need to play the game of consciousness. Your conscious part does not require to be participating. this way, that way, it is there. And same in pranayama. Do this breathing this way, that way, close the nostril, open the nostril. It is there. But for pratyahara to become dharana, a new entity in you needs to be awakened, which we call pratyatma chaitanya. Individual consciousness, an individual interest, individual need to be awakened. Very important, very important, very important. Please understand. Pratyahara, Dharana, Dhyana, Samadhi. Till pratyahara, yama, niyama, asana, pranayama, pratyahara. Till pratyahara, your individual consciousness need not even participate in this. You can just be in the consciousness of a worker mood. Even if you are casting the Guru who taught you, or Guru is forcing you to do this yoga and pranayama and do, you will have a result of yoga and pranayama. Even if you are not interested, you are forced to do. That is why the yoga and pranayama has become so widely popular all over the world. Because it does not need your conscious participation. You don't need to enter into the leader consciousness. You don't need to enter into the responsible consciousness. You don't need to fix yourself to the time and place you are and take up the life as your responsibility. It doesn't need to be. Just kind of another life is more than enough. You can go on with telling lies. Please understand. Satya, honesty, makes you responsible to the seat you are in. It makes you responsible for the place you are in. Satya means feeling responsible for the position you are in. Being honest to the space you are in. If you are a wife of somebody, be straight in the truth. If you are a husband of somebody, be honest in the truth. If you are son of somebody, be strong in that position. If you are a disciple of some guru, be honest and straight to somebody. Understand? Being honest, straight to the position you are holding is Satya. Satya makes you responsible. This responsibility is required for you to move from pratyahara to dharana. Till pratyahara, you don't need responsibility. But from pratyahara to dharana, it is not just quantitative, it is qualitative shift. Feeling responsible for the space you are in makes the quantitative shift in you for you to move from Dharana-Dhyana-Samadhi, for you to move from pratyahara to dharana. Of course, after that, naturally moves from Dharana to Dhyana, Dhyana to Samadhi. I will give you the two major components in the spiritual practice, evolution. One, intense practice. Second, feeling responsible for your space. The space you have chosen. I can say now, I can divide the whole spiritual practices as these two categories. First, a person should be taught to do the strong exercises, the tapas, like 1,000 experiments, 2 hours of intensely working out, intense pranayama. This will teach you the quantitative work, means will make you, give you the training of hard tapas, spiritual practices. Next thing should happen is becoming responsible for the space you are occupying, for the commitment you made, satya. That makes you to experience the qualitative shift in your sadhana. From pratyahara you move to dharana only if you become responsible. I have seen people who are stuck in pratyahara for 40 years. I have seen sadhus, seekers, who blow their nose for 40 years, who bend their body for 50 years, but they are stuck just with pratyahara. Unfortunately, they never learn how to be responsible for the position they are in, to move from pratyahara to dharana, dharana to dhyana, dhyana to samadhi. If you take up responsibility of the position you are holding and allow the creativity to express in that responsibility, then naturally, very smoothly you will sail from dharana to dhyana, dhyana to samadhi. The sacred secret embedded in the sutra is not only the Dharana-Dhyana-Samadhi is deeper than the yama, niyama, asana, pranayama, pratyahara. They are not just quantitatively deeper, they are qualitatively deeper. And in Dharana-Dhyana-Samadhi, each of them are qualitatively deeper than the other. I have seen in my own experience, just the other day, I was telling Brahmachari that till you feel responsible, you will never be able to release out of depression or live your life as you want or have fulfillment in your life. Unfortunately, he was trying his best to justify his responsibility. But when he just dig deeper his life, in 2 or 3 questions, just his irresponsibility comes out. I will explain clearly the difference between Dharana, Dhyana, Samadhi. It's a beautiful story. Zen story I have. I'll explain. 4 months I meditating in a monastery. All of a sudden, the prayer flag on the roof started flapping. The younger monk came out of his meditation and said, "Flag is flapping." A more experienced monk said, wind is flopping. The third monk, who had been there for more than 20 years and meditating, he said, mind is flopping. Fourth monk, an enlightened monk, says, mouths are flopping. Understand? First, younger monk came out of his meditation and said, flag is flopping. He's trying to pratyahara, trying to concentrate, because he is disturbed with the flag, irritated. Always these guys who are trying to pratyahara, they will come in constant irritation. They will be in constant irritation. Pratyahara always leads to irritation. The second, an experienced monk, he comes out and says, wind is flopping, means he is in the state of Dharana. He is in the stage of Dharana. Wind is flopping. Understand? He has gone little more subtle. Flag is not flopping. Wind is flopping. He has moved from Karya to Karana. Karya means that happen. Karana means cause. He goes from Karya to Karana. He is in the stage of Dharana. So he understands the Karana. Wind is flopping, not flag. Flag is there as it is. The flopping is happening because of wind, not because of flag. Without wind, the flag will be there. So the flapping happens because of wind, not because of flag. Third monk, he comes out and says, he has gone to the Adi Karana, not Adi Karana, which is seen by the senses. He has gone to the Adi Karana. Why do you experience the wind is flopping? Because your mind is ready to perceive the wind is flopping. The same moment when the wind was blowing and the flag was flopping, thousand other things should have been happening around them. But the mind has recorded only the wind flopping and got disturbed only by the wind flopping. Why we cannot get disturbed by so many other things? Because we did not attend our record, we did not want it. If the wind is flopping the flag and are disturbed, your mind wants to record it and get disturbed by it. The third monk has gone to Adi Karana. He has gone to the state of Dhyana. The fourth monk, an enlightened, who is in Samadhi, he just makes fun of this whole thing. Mouths are flapping. Neither the wind, nor the flag, or the mind is flapping. Just the mouths are flapping. He is making fun of the whole scene. He is very clear. Neither the karya is happening, neither the flag is flapping, nor the wind is flapping. Even the karma is also not responsible. Or the mind is flapping, even the Adi Karana is not responsible. He said nothing is happening, only your mouths are flapping. He is making fun of the whole thing. He has gone beyond Karya, Karana, Adi Karana. He is in Samadhi. Understand? Now I explain. Dharana-Dhyana-Samadhi is the best story I found to explain the Dharana-Dhyana-Samadhi. Dharana means the object on which you are concentrating or putting your awareness, the stuff out of which you are made and the object, the stuff out of which the object is made. It is two. Feel feels connected. That is Dharana. There is an example in Vedanta. Dhyana-Dharana. If you pour the oil from one cup to another cup, how in an unbroken way the oil flows. Same way the mind flows. That's called Dharana. The stuff of that which your mind is made and the stuff of that which the object is made, both of them lose their boundary and merge or come closer. It is called Dhyana. The stuff of that which your mind is made and the stuff of that which the object is made, both of them lose their identity completely into something else from which both of them came out is Samadhi. So the difference between Dharana, Dhyana, Samadhi, a clear technical understanding is required before you proceed and experience those states. Find out in your life whether flag is flopping, or wind is flopping, or mind is flopping, or mouths are flopping. You will understand in which stage you are in.
Nitya Kriya, restoring Hatha Yoga to the world. A series of healing yogic processes revealed by Paramahamsa Nithyananda to care and cure for diseases and disorders. Practice Nitya Kriya and awaken your Kundalini energy. To find out more, visit www.nithyananda.org/nitya-kriyas.
Please understand, Dharana means the capacity to express what it carries. It is not just concentration, no. For example, if you see the Indian farmers, how they take the water to their crops, they will make a canal and they will cover it. When they need to send water to a particular portion, only that portion, that covering they will remove. Removing the covering does not mean just removing a little bit of mud. It means flooding the water inside. Same way, Dharana does not mean just concentration of mind. No. Opening up to release all it carries in itself in the seed form. So the word Dharana need to be understood in a very deeper way. Yesterday one of our brahmacharini was asking me, Swamiji, how do you raise us to such high states just like that and awaken the Kundalini? For you to fall asleep and fall into the dream state, how much time it takes? Just few seconds. See, when you create an ambience, that low, dim light, darkness, and the body resting, cooperating for the sleeping mood. When your body cooperates and the ambience is right, you fall asleep just in few seconds. In few seconds the mood changes and you express the dream world of which you wanted. Same way, I create an ambience for you where your body is cooperating, steady, comfortable, and ready to raise to the different level, just push you into that level. And your state of consciousness differs, and the things you express differs. Through awakening the Kundalini, I push you into the different state of consciousness. Now, if you understand the science little deeper, you can express whatever you want from your mind through dharana. Please understand. Understand the science of sleep. You will understand the science of dharana. What is sleeping? First, your state of consciousness should become different other than which you are now. It becomes almost dull, 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 dull. You become unaware of this body and slip into some state. After you slip in that state, your mind enters into a kind of a negative dharana where it starts expressing whatever it wants. That is what is dream. Now, the same thing I am doing it in opposite direction. I am raising you to the higher states of awareness, altered states of consciousness. In that state, if you consciously decide, you can take out anything you want from your mind. Just like how when you fall into unconsciousness, you can project anything you want as dream and live. When you are raised to consciousness, you can project anything you want. The science and ability to project anything you want and enjoy is dharana. Please understand. The causal body, where all engrams are stored, all possibilities of mind is stored, is available to you when you fall asleep or when you raise to a higher state of consciousness. When you fall asleep because of your unconscious, some useless engrams comes out and you project something and see. That doesn't leave a big impact on your physical life, this plane. But when you raise your awareness, same causal body comes under your control, but anything you take out of causal body consciously becomes reality even in this plane. That is the difference between falling asleep and dreaming and raising the awareness and projecting what you want to project. Difference between sleeping and dharana. We may think, if sleeping is useless, then why should we enter into dharana? In sleeping and dreaming, when you come back, it doesn't leave a much big impact on your real life. Or what do you think as real life? But when you raise the consciousness through Kundalini and awaken those dharana powers and come down, that creates a tremendous impact on your whatever you call as real life. When you fall unconscious and whatever your mind expresses is called dream. When you are in conscious, whatever your mind expresses is called creativity. When you raise to superconscious and whatever your mind expresses is called higher worlds, that capacity to express is what is called dharana. Patanjali talks about hundreds of techniques to express special, unique things. Please understand, when you fall unconscious, whatever you express does not leave big impact on your conscious life. When you are in conscious, whatever you express creates your life. When you are in superconscious, whatever you express not only creates your life, creates the life of whatever you want to whomever you want. When you know the science of Dharana, you become Kalpadaru. Whoever asks whatever, just like that, have it. You will have it. It will happen. When you enter into the altered states of consciousness, means higher states of consciousness, any idea you create can become reality. The capacity to create the right idea and making it into reality, that science is what is called Dharana. Dharana is not just concentration. Dharana should be translated as the capacity to create, express and make into reality of the extraordinary capabilities of your mind, which is there in it in seed form, is Dharana. Dharana means falling into the state of consciousness, falling into the space of consciousness, altering yourself to the state of consciousness from where the extraordinary energies can be expressed easily like breathing. In you, how the breathing is a normal, natural act. Unfortunately, in modern man, even that has not lost, that has lost its natural flow. Dharana means altering the state of consciousness, where the extraordinary powers and energies can be expressed easily through your body and mind. When you alter the state of consciousness, your biomemory and engrams get a different kind of life. It's like, understand this one example. The projector light and the slide, that example can be really useful for you. If the projector light is burning, or the power of the beam is 100 unit, and any slide is kept, you will see that slide live 100 unit strength. I'm giving you an example. If that projector light is 30 unit and any slide is kept, you will see the projector, the slide in reality, in screen, 30 unit. The 30 unit is what I call dream state. 100 unit is what I call conscious, normal waking state. The same projector light is raised to the 1000 unit and the same slide will be seen totally differently. 1000 unit clarity on the screen. That is what I call super conscious siddhis. Please understand. The same slide, if the power of the projector, power of the light of the projector is altered, the same slide can show you different realities. The same body, this body is the slide you carry. The biomemory is written on that, is the scenes. The light, projector light is your consciousness. If the projector light goes to the sleeping mode, 30 unit, you see dull, vague, unconscious, unconnected, ideas flowing, as your reality, which we call dream. If that projector light is 100 unit, the movements which are happening in front of you is a waking state. That same thing becomes 1000 unit. The same slide, your body, just the consciousness, the power of the light, projector light, if that is increased to 100 unit, suddenly the reality you experience will become intense, clear, alive, extraordinary. All the people who are experiencing 100 unit will be shocked by the expression of 1000 unit through your body. Understand? Siddhis are nothing but defying the laws of physics, which is experienced by the people who are in 100 unit. But unfortunately, the people who are in the 100 unit does not understand that what they understand as the law of the physics is not ultimate. The change of frequency in which you exist consciously is what Patanjali calls Dharana. In my language, the change of frequency, only I call it Samyama. Dharana is a method through which your mind is fixed on some object and your consciousness is altered to that higher frequency so that the extraordinary powers, experiences, energies can express through your body and mind. The technique or a method through which your mind is fixed on different truths, either it may be idea or an object, and your state of consciousness is altered. Through this process, extraordinary experiences and energies expressed through you. This process, technique or truth is what I call Dharana.
Books by Paramahamsa Nithyananda. In the true spirit of Vedic tradition, more than 250 books of Paramahamsa Nithyananda are now available online for free. Access free library at lifeblissprograms.org/books.
I'll translate this word Dhyan as raising the frequency to the certain level, the object on which the meditation is happening and the object which is meditating, both of them lose their boundary and becoming one with each other. This is what I will call as Dhyana. Please understand. I am not just translating. I am giving you the exact meaning. Dhyana means, for example, if I am meditating, doing dhyana on this cloth, raising the mind to certain frequency where the mind and this cloth loses the idea of boundary and they disappear into some space where there is no difference, where there is no two exists. It is all about one. Please understand. If you translate dhyana in a very ordinary way, like a flow of the mind towards the object in uninterpreted way and all that, it's almost, you can come to the conclusion, if your mind uninterrupted way flows towards this kerchief, it is meditating on this kerchief, this cloth. No. Then, you can meditate on anything, but that will not lead to enlightenment. Please understand, you becoming intensely concentrated on the kerchief is not going to lead you to enlightenment. That is not going to lead you to enlightenment. Then what is the use of meditating on this kerchief? You need to know the exact meaning of the meditation. The word dhyana means raising your frequency, the mind's frequency, to certain level where you, means the mind, and the object on which the meditation is being done, both of them lose its boundary and become one. Means all oneness is enlightenment. The sacred secret behind the word dhyan has to be understood so that the right practice can happen. I tell you, right understanding of the country law is important to run the country. Right understanding of the cosmic law is important to experience the cosmos. These are cosmic laws. A small misunderstanding or misinterpretation or wrong understanding will lead to misery, not to one person or two person, thousands of people. That is why I warn you again and again and again. Listen to those great secrets. Internalize these great secrets with a lot of care, because the cosmic law, the ideas which you internalize, is going to play a major role. The way in which you think, the way in which you work, the way in which you do the strategy planning about your life. Wrong strategy is not only dangerous for you, dangerous for everybody. If you think dhyana is concentrating on one object, you will get into a lot of disturbances, lot of problems. Please understand, I have seen people getting perverted in the name of dhyan. That's the most sad part. Most sad part. The purpose is lost. It's really sad. I have seen these people, in the name of dhyan, all kinds of foolish ideas being taught. Understand, flowing towards certain object can never be called as dhyan. That can lead to more and more irritation, agitation, suffering, restlessness. Raising your frequency where your mind and the object loses its boundaries is dhyan. That is dhyan. Where you have intense joy and peace, bliss. Normally, if you meditate, if you concentrate on just some object, what will happen? Your mind will become that object, maybe maximum. But your mind is not created out of that object. So even if your mind becomes that object, it will not have peace. It will not be contented. For example, if my mind, even if it concentrates on this kerchief and becomes this kerchief, it's not going to feel homely. It's not going to feel settled. It's not going to feel the moksha, because my mind is not created out of this kerchief. So when will my mind feel the moksha, samadhi, homely? Samadhi means becoming the origin. Sama, adi. Adi means the origin, source. Sama means becoming that. When will that happen to me? If I raise my mind to a certain frequency where Not only my mind loses its boundary, the kerchief, the object also loses its boundary. That is where the Samadhi happens. I'll feel homely, settled. Means the mind has returned to the origin or the source from which it came out or created. So the understanding about dhyana should be proper so that you can experience the next step, samadhi. The understanding of dhyana is wrong, then samadhi can never happen in you. The sacred secret you need to understand in the sutra is raise the frequency of the mind to a level where not only your mind loses its boundary, the object on which you are meditating, that also loses its boundary. And both enter into the essence from where both came out. Dhyana is raising the mind to a level where my mind and the object, kerchief, on which the meditation is happening, both of them lose the boundary and become one with the frequency from where both came out. That is what will give the eternal peace, the homeliness, Samadhi, becoming one with the origin, source. So, I wanted you to contemplate on this sacred secret and how you are missing this one word dhyana and doing many mistakes in your life. Just contemplate on this one idea. This one sacred secret can solve many of your problems, because whole life, whole day you are concentrating on something. If you are concentrating with this clarity, your day-to-day life itself can become nitya dhyana. If you are not having this understanding, even your nitya dhyana will not be a dhyana. It will be just some concentration, leads to more restlessness. So understand this and do your dhyana, do your nitya dhyana, do your life based on this understanding.
Minute for peace. Increase peace. Meditate a minute. See the results. minuteforpeace.org.
When the distance and difference in the name and form and substance between the mind and the object on which the mind was meditating not only dissolves, disappears into the highest frequency without even the trace of the mind and the object meditated upon, the space experienced is samadhi. The only difference between dhyana and samadhi, I am revealing you the important sacred secret or the cosmic law. In dhyana, mind and the object loses its name and form into a certain frequency which is beyond the mind and the object meditated upon. In samadhi, not only the mind and the object loses its form, even the stuff out of which the mind is made, or the stuff out of which the object is made, even that stuff loses its form, name, frequency, and dissolves into the highest space, and it is non-retrievable, non-return zone. In dhyana, the possibility for returning exists, but in samadhi, the possibility for returning does not exist. Please understand. The possibility for returning does not exist in Samadhi. It is non-return zone. Samadhi is not end of your spiritual life. Please understand. I want you to understand. Samadhi is the beginning of your spiritual life. Till Samadhi, you can just get back to the beginning point. Means you can lose everything. I have seen people losing just before Samadhi. I have seen people even losing after Satori. After Satori, people just lose. But Samadhi is the only space where you experience the non-return zone. I wanted you to understand this detail. I'll give you the difference between Dhyana and Samadhi so that the sacred secret sinks in you very deeply. A complete right technical understanding of any sacred secret concealed in the sacred text immediately puts the seed in you to experience that sacred secret as reality. I wanted to define Samadhi once more in a very clear way, with a deep understanding. Dhyana means, I'll give you the example of you meditating on me. Dhyana means the idea of your name and form and my name and form will disappear into certain experience where you will not remember your individual identity or my individual identity. This is Dhyana. Samadhi means in a space where the stuff out of which you are made and stuff out of which I am made both disappear, only that space exists, and it is impossible for you to get back to the original state in which you were before the Samadhi, or for me it is impossible to get back to the space in which I was before the Samadhi. That space is what I call Samadhi. Now I have sown the seed of Dhyana and Samadhi in all of you. When you meditate on me, your identity, name and form, my identity, name and form disappearing into certain frequency is meditation, Dhyana. But the stuff out of which you are made and the stuff out of which I am made, both of them disappearing into certain space, never to come back as they were before disappearance, is Samadhi. Just go on contemplating, do manana on this word, that's enough. I tell you. Not only the experience of Samadhi, even path to Samadhi is bliss. The object or the truth you need to contemplate for Samadhi itself will be a bliss. Whether you choose an object and enter into the binary frequency 010101 and dissolve into Samadhi, or you go on unclutching and dive into samadhi, it will be a great pleasure and joy and ecstasy and bliss. When you are tired of being in 010101, relax into your own unclutching. When you are tired of your own unclutching, then enjoy the 010101. Have choice, variety, and enjoy. I tell you, anything you do with joy directly will drop you into samadhi. When you start a spiritual practice, slowly you divert from the original mood. I've seen people diverting from the original mood. When they start, the inspiration they have, the energy they have, and how they divert. In any plane, if you get back to the origin state, fall in tune, vibrate in the frequency of the origin, you will achieve the success in any plane. Here, originally, you are the leader. It is you who decided to play the game of life by expanding yourself. Getting back to that original leadership quality, the original state of leader is what I call samadhi. Please understand. I am translating the samadhi word with the clarity and understanding of active spiritualism. Now I am introducing a new spirituality to the world, active spiritualism. Spirituality which makes you alive. So that is the reason I am translating this samadhi word with a proper understanding, getting back to your original leadership quality. How to know whether you are progressing towards samadhi or achieved samadhi? You will become leader. If you have become leader of your breathing space, whatever is happening, means your life. You are growing towards samadhi. If you become leader of the whole happening in you and your life, you have become samadhi siddha. You achieved samadhi. Samadhi means not just having altered state of consciousness, achieving the original leadership quality with which you happened. Samadhi siddhi, ripening into samadhi. Siddhi means ripening. That's the way I want to translate that word siddhi. Ripening, imbibing, achieving. All these can be the different words. Ripening is the best word I'll choose. Ripening of samadhi in you, or you in samadhi. Usually, ripening of you in samadhi only happens, not samadhi in you. Because samadhi is bigger than you. You are not bigger than samadhi. You cannot have samadhi. Samadhi only can have you. You cannot possess samadhi. Samadhi only can possess you. Samadhi
can only possess you. You can only ripen in Samadhi. Samadhi cannot ripen in you. Siddhihi means ripening. By surrendering to Ishvara, Samadhi is achieved. Understand? Surrendering to Ishvara, you will have Samadhi. Then the word Ishvara need to be completely understood. Only then the ripening of Samadhi will happen in you. The word Ishvara to God, no. The God word has been spoiled too much. Too much of meaning has been loaded into it. I don't want to translate the word Ishvara as God, no. Let me retain the word Ishvara as pure as possible without translating it into God. Master is Ishvara. Surrendering to the Ishvara leads to Samadhi. Now find out which type you are. If you are the type of more than 51% of your waking time, you are spending feeling your body, then deity is path for you. Till you evolve from that state. If more than 51% of your time you are spending on the identity struggle, the mental game, then listening, imbibing the great truths, or reading, internalizing is Ishvara for you. Spend all your time maximum in that. Those truths will again and again make you fall in tune with the Samadhi state. If you are the being level person, neither you are spending your time in feeling your body, nor you are spending your time feeling your identity or mind. You are just feeling something more than Master, who happened in the planet Earth in physical form, is God for you. Just drop everything, be at His feet, He will lead you to Samadhi. See, actually I tell you, when you surrender to Ishvara, Ishvara cannot resist you. He is not in the control. He is not a decision-making authority. When you fall in tune, when you surrender, you become decision-making authority. Maybe I can translate the word pranidhanat as active surrender, not passive surrender. Passive surrender is always throwing away the responsibility and blaming. Actually, people throw away the responsibility so they can blame later on. Surrender, when I wanted to translate the word pranidhanat as active surrender, where your surrender is responsible, intelligent, useful surrender. I always tell people, I don't want this useless surrender. For anything you surrender, you should have ripened into that, and that should have ripened in you within next few years. So the pranidhanat, the word I wanted to translate as active surrender, responsible surrender, feeling connection, falling in tune. So fall in tune with your Ishvara. You will reach Samadhi. Have the active surrender, responsible surrender. Fall in tune with your Ishvara. As I described, find out which state you are in and surrender to your Ishvara. That will lead you to being the leader, which is original state of your consciousness and existence. Let you all achieve, experience, live, express, radiate, share and explode in eternal bliss. Nithyananda.
Nithyananda Dhyana-Peetham, Nithyananda Nagar, off Mysore Road, Bidadi, Bangalore, 562109. Contact 097422033311. www.nithyananda.org. www.youtube.com/lifeblissfoundation.
Welcome to Inner Awakening, the most powerful personal transformation retreat you could ever experience. In just 21 days, thousands are already experiencing the shortest route to constantly high energy levels, visible anti-aging, healing of chronic diseases, fulfilling relationships, and higher states of consciousness. What is the secret behind this transformation?
Kundalini means the inner potential energy. Once it is awakened, opens the different doors for the conscious experience in you. I can say which is a master key for all extraordinary spiritual experiences.
This extraordinary program is conducted personally by Paramahamsa Nithyananda in the vibrant atmosphere of Nithyananda-Dhyana-Peetham Ashram. Open yourself to the benefits of Nitya Yoga and practical meditation. Experience physical and mental healing. Discover simple ways to handle life with success. Above all, enjoy individual darshan and blessings from Paramahamsa Nithyananda every day. Take 21 days for yourself and carry home the transformation of a lifetime.